this video is just going to be a rant. An angry rant. I was just kidding. No anger. Just love. Alright, first case on the docket. Some of you may have noticed that the Wigger video has disappeared. It's not deleted, I just put it on private. Like I said in my last follow-up video, I had no idea that video would take the turn it took. The comment section turned into a complete war zone. Very few people actually talked about the actual subject matter of the video. I waited a while for it to die down because, you know, on every video you're going to have your instigators. But it just seemed to keep going on and on and on and on. It was kind of like I put up a video about cheeseburgers and people start talking about how people in China eat dogs. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? That has nothing to do with the video. And I tried to redirect, but it just got further and further away from the point of the video. And even though I really didn't like to see what was going on in the comment section, I still didn't want to take the video down because it did make a relevant point about Wiggers. I could have shut down the comment section, but I hate when people do that. And comment approval is just being a pussy. No offense to anybody who approves their comments, I'm not talking about you. But I like to leave my comment section open. Anybody can come and say whatever they want to say about my topic. I don't allow people to come on and cuss me out and call me names, but anything outside of that, I let people say what they want to say. But anyway, people's comments wasn't what made me take it down. Up until about 2 hours ago, I had never considered taking it down. But now I see that the video really seems to be bothering Anvu to the point where she keeps coming back to the video to explain herself. And she keeps saying, I'm not like that, I didn't mean to offend anybody. And even though I stand by the things I said in my video, and I'm 100% certain that nothing in that video said that she was a racist, or that she didn't like black people, or even that she thought she was better than black women. But somehow, that's the message people are getting from the video, and that is bothering her. I didn't make that video to hurt her or to demonize her. Actually, when I made that video, I thought I was dealing with a quote-unquote real celebrity. I mean, she has a real show, it's in a real studio with real cameras, and she's on the radio. So when I made that video, I didn't even necessarily think it would get back to her, but if it did, I thought she would just brush it off and say, oh, she's a hater or whatever. I mean, even now, if I made a video about SXE Phil or Shane Dawson, those are two really big YouTubers, in case you didn't know. But anyway, if I made a video about either of them, I doubt they'd give a damn. They probably get so many videos made about them that they can't even pay attention to them all if they wanted to. And they probably just accept it as part of their YouTube celebrity that people are going to talk about them. And I thought that was the kind of person I was making this video about. Somebody who would just brush it off or not even give a damn. But I can see now that she's not as far removed as I thought she was. And the video's really, I think, kinda hurting her. And that's not the point of the video. I'll try to repackage my point and put it back out there in another way. But I don't want to leave this video up if it's gonna hurt somebody. That said, I don't feel I really owe her an apology because I didn't say anything bad about her. I just pointed out an inconsistency. Oh, and another thing while I'm thinking about it, the point I was making in the video wasn't some huge, profound point that was going to change the world. I never said it was. In the grand scheme of things, it's a very minor point. But again, I had no idea the turn this video would take. A lot of times when I talk about topics, I use an example. But sometimes it's hard to find examples you can actually use, because even though you may find a person or a video that fits what you're talking about, you don't necessarily want to use that person as an example because they're not public figures. So I'm very careful about the examples or the videos that I link to. But the subject of non-black people, whether male or female, who think that just because they've dated a lot of blacks or lived around a lot of blacks that they know everything about being black. And I'm not talking about Anvu right now, so I'm not saying she said that. Or we have people from other races come in and easily snatch up a good black mate, and then they want to take the attitude with black people, well, I found one, so must be something wrong with you. And they'll say this not taking into account that they have increased visibility since they are dating in a pool that doesn't look like them. This was the type of discussion I was hoping to have with that video. But it went way south of that. So if we're not going to open up a discussion about what I was talking about, and it seems to be hurting the chick, then what's the point of having it up? And even though I think Anvu should have thicker skin if she's going to be in this business, I don't want to hurt anybody. So the video's down, at least for now. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, next subject. Looks like our Ethiopian princess has backpedaled somewhat. Now some people were defending her right off the bat, saying things like, well, what she said was true, so you can't say nothing. See, that's what's wrong with black people, can't nobody criticize them. No. Like I said in the other video, she didn't say anything that hasn't been said before. As a person who worked in the media, let me just tell you all one of the biggest reasons this video went viral. We've all heard the saying, it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. It was the way she said it. It was her nasty tone. Nasty tone is also part of the reason that Sergeant Willie Pete blew up. If he had come on the mic all nice and calm and said, I would like to address my black sisters today. Some of you are really disappointing me, and I would like to highlight some areas that I would like to see you guys improve in. Now that sounds beautiful, but nobody gives a shit. There are plenty of black men here on YouTube that I know of who say the same thing Sergeant Willie Pete says, but in a nicer tone, and their video views max out on average around 600-700. I mean, just look at certain personalities that have made it big in the entertainment industry. Simon Cowell. For a lot of people, he was the reason to tune into American Idol. And when people were asked why, they would say, it's because he tells the truth. Wrong answer. Paula and Randy weren't telling people they could sing when they couldn't. They weren't voting yes to people who obviously couldn't sing. So why do people praise Simon for telling the truth as if the others weren't? It's because he was harsh. People like his harshness. Same thing with Dr. Phil. He used to come on Oprah's show and quote-unquote tell people like it is, and yes, he had a harsh tone. Look at, what's his name? Howard Stern. Again, harsh tone. He's what you call a shock jock. That basically means he says certain things just to get people riled up. The more he gets people riled up, the more people want to call in and cuss him out, the more ratings he gets, the more advertisers want to advertise on his show, and the more money he makes. Yes, I know he's on Sirius Radio now, but that ain't the point. The point is that the thing that made this woman's video blow up was the fact that she was harsh. And for all you people out there saying that the reason I didn't like this video is because she was telling the truth and I don't want to hear the truth, screw you. If I go to work and my boss says, listen here you punk ass bitch, I need you to make this logo for our client. And if I object to that, are you going to say, oh, you just don't want to do no work? No, I don't want to be talked to that way. And likewise, when it comes to that Ethiopian chick's video, it's not that we're denying the truthful things she did say. Maybe we just don't want to be talked to in nasty, condescending tones. Have you thought about that? Well, you should. Next thing, her motive. In her follow-up video, she tried to act like she was just trying to help. And how are we going to solve the problem if we don't talk about them? Well, y'all can fall for her little bullshit if y'all want to. But let me just point out a few things that you may have forgotten. This was a video response to interracial dating between Asian men and black women. The point of the video was why Asian men don't want black women. Is that a problem that needs to be fixed? And don't forget the line where she talked about black women saying hello in Korean because they're trying to attract Asian men or they're trying to latch on to Asian culture. She said she doesn't need to do that because she has her own culture and her own language. What problem in the black community is she addressing with that? How is that different from white Americans? They don't speak the language from where their ancestors came from, and they don't have the same, they don't usually keep up the same customs. So no, this was an attempt to take a shit on black Americans. She was not trying to help anybody, and if you're fooled by her saying that she was, well, that's on you. But she ain't fooling anybody over here. And also, she said most black neighborhoods were complete chaos. That's not even remotely true. We may have a disproportionate number of chaotic neighborhoods, but most are not. Then she had the nerve to put herself up there with Bill Cosby. Oh, whenever somebody criticizes the black neighborhood, people are going to criticize them. Well, you know what? I have never met a black person in real life who disagreed with what Bill Cosby said. And that definitely doesn't mean that there aren't black people out there who disagree with what he said. But the point I'm trying to make is the media focused on the people who were objecting. I am not convinced that the majority of black people disagree with him. The media are not a mirror of the truth. The media show whatever will make the best story. One example, gay people are like, what, 2 or 3% of the population? But it seems like every single show on TV now has a gay person on it. Now, if we took visibility on TV shows as a representation of the population, gay people would be, what, like 20% of the population? Mulattoes would be half of the black population. So anyway, just because the media showed some black people objecting to Bill Cosby, I don't think that represents the majority. The media do not show things in perspective necessarily. But anyway, that's about all I have to say about the princess. If you want to take her damage control as sincerity, go ahead. I'll be over here.